Thyatira. So Thyatira was a wealthy town in the northern part of Lydia of the Roman province of Asia on the river Lycus. It stood so near to the borders of Mysia that some of the early writers have regarded it as belonging to that country. Its early history is not well known, for until it was refounded by Seleucus Nicator in 301, he was 301 to 281 BC, it was a small, insignificant town. It stood on none of the Greek trade routes, but upon the lesser road between Pergamus and Sardis, and derived its wealth from the Lycus Valley, in which it rapidly became a commercial center, but never a metropolis. The name Thyatira means the castle of Thia. Other names which it has borne are Pelopia and Semiramis. Before the time of Nicator, the place was regarded as a holy city, for there stood the temple of the ancient Lydian sun god Tyrumnus. About 8 games were held in his honor. Upon the early coins of Thyatira, this Asiatic god is represented as a horseman bearing a double-headed battle axe, similar to those represented on the sculptures of the Hittites. A goddess associated with him was Boretene, a deity of less importance. Another temple at Thyatira was dedicated to Sambev, and at this shrine was a prophetess by some supposed to represent the Jezebel of Revelation 2:20, who uttered the sayings which this deity would impart to the worshippers. Thyatira was especially noted for the trade guilds, which were probably more completely organized there than in any other ancient city. Every artisan belonged to a guild, and every guild, which was an incorporated organization, possessed property in its own name, made contracts for great constructions, and wielded a wide influence. Powerful among them was the guild of coppersmiths. Another was the guild of dyers, who, it is believed, made use of the madder root instead of shellfish for making the purple dyestuffs. A member of this guild seemed to have been Lydia of Thyatira, who, according to Acts 16:14, sold her dyes in Philippi. The color obtained by the use of this dye is now called Turkish red. The guilds were closely connected with the Asiatic religion of the place. Pagan feasts, with which immoral practices were associated, were held, and therefore the nature of the guilds was such that they were opposed to Christianity. According to Acts 19:10, Paul may have preached there while he was living at Ephesus, but this is uncertain. Yet Christianity reached there at an early time. It was taught by many of the early church that no Christian might belong to one of the guilds, and thus the greatest opposition to Christianity was presented. Thyatira is now represented by the modern town of Akhisar on a branch line of the Manasimoa Railroad, and on the old road 9 hours from Sardis. Akhisar is Turkish for White Castle, and near the modern town may be seen the ruins of the castle from which the name was derived. The village is of considerable size. Most of the houses are of mud, but several of the buildings erected by Caracalla are still standing, yet none of them are perfect. In the higher part of the town are the ruins of one of the pagan temples, and in the walls of the houses are broken columns and sarcophagi and inscribed stones. The population of 20,000 is largely Greek and Armenian, yet a few Jews live among them. Before the town is a large marsh, fever-laden and especially unhealthful in the summertime, formed by the Lycus, which the Turks now called Girduk Chai. The chief modern industry is rug making. All right. Actually, let's check this dictionary real quick. Should be one word. So, a perfume or sacrifice of labor. That's interesting. I like that. All right. So the verse is here. Not a whole lot. So we've got Acts 16:14, and a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshipped God, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. Revelation 1:11, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches, which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea.
Go to Revelation 2:18 so you can read all of that.
Okay.
Because it goes from 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. The church's message. Okay, cool. All right, so the message to Thyatira. And unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, These things saith the Son of God, who hath his eyes like unto a flame of fire, and his feet are like fine brass. I know thy works, and charity, and service, and faith, and thy patience, and thy works, and the last to be more than the first. So the last, thy works, more than the first. I don't know. Okay. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols. And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. And I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am he which searcheth the reins and hearts. And I will give unto every one of you according to your works. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Yeah. How much ignorance? not in the bad, like literally by definition, ignorance of just how much he's actually infiltrated. Right?
Yeah, it's showing the fornication and the things sacrificed to idols. So just things. That's like the main things that we talk about and why we talk about stuff. It's a big warning, and it really is like.
Actually, let's look at it real quick.
Jezebel's table. That's the pagan feast, and like it said in the explanation of Thyatira, that they are known for pagan festivals.
Right.
So this would be the church that knows and refuses to quit.
Right. Mm-hmm.